Okay, so let's start the screen share. The quiz is really, really simple. I will project some items, some images, some text, and you are asked to tell us if you think that the content is true or fabricated. What do you think? Sounds good? Okay.
That's awesome.
Okay. Let's start with, just a moment, my computer is loading. Okay, let's start with this. Can you see the image? Okay, I found this image on internet, and it was an image talking about this strange finding of a black lion. Do you think it is a real or a fake news?
I think it's fake.
Gregory tells us it's fake. Gracie, what do you think about it?
I think it's fake. Somebody's just put like a color filter over it.
Yeah,
Fake.
or something like that, and put a black filter over the lion, and then put it back into the image.
Or something like Photoshop or something.
Because
Really easy to do.
can as well tell us is a fake image. And so one, anybody has the black lion. What's this was the first. To the next. I have plenty of images. Let's open this one. Number for me. New share. Can you see the robot? The new image?
It's still on a lion for me.
Yeah, same.
Okay, this is the news piece. Humans show racial bias towards robots of different color. It is a study. This is a real or a fake news? Is this?
I think this is true.
One vote
I
for
agree.
true. Gracie is for true. Let's wait for Sufyan. Wow, you are smart, guys, because it is a true news piece. 1-1, even. Let's go. Let's go on with another. This one. Wait for it to open. Hello, Joanne. Hello, everybody. We are going through a beautiful quiz about fake news. I project things and people have to tell me if they are true or fake. Okay. Stay with us.
I think you've stopped sharing your screen, Thomas.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm going for a new
Okay.
image.
Oh, okay, cool.
Here it is. Do you see the mosquito thing?
Yes.
Okay, we have evidence, first ever evidence that mosquitoes can trade. True or false? True or fake?
I think this is false.
False. Gracie?
Well, I'd say it's true because it's not exactly be trained. It's more like they associate being on someone's arm to almost getting killed. And that's just
Sufyan, tell us it's
this would be
true?
too easy. I think this is false.
False for Gregory. John says false. Sufyan says true. Gracie says true, so we are even. I ask Pip to break the evenness. True or false?
I think it's false.
It's false. Actually, it is a true news piece.
Oh,
But
no
we
way.
can make a big discussion. What made you think this was true, and what made you think that this was fake?
It made me think it was fake because it looked a little bit sort of like unprofessional. So usually scientific reports like this would, I don't know what made me think, but it looks like it was from like a not trustworthy source.
So
Well-
you're focusing on the thing that the news for you is badly written.
Yeah, I also think it isn't true because it seems a bit sort of like I don't know. It just seems a bit fanciful.
Okay, Gracie has his arm raised.
Well, the reason I thought it was true is because on the third paragraph down, it says there's a scientist from the University of Washington.
Yeah, but you could have made up that name and just said, that sounds like a university, that sounds like a professor. I'm just going to say that this person from the university said yes.
Yeah, and also I actually didn't see that first time, but I also thought that because, like, for instance, if there was two doors and you went through one door and then you found it was a room of fire, you wouldn't go in there again.
I guess.
Same logic.
That's the human brain. I didn't think the
Yeah.
machines were that smart.
Even though if you almost got killed, you might just have an instinct, even if you didn't have like sophisticated.
I don't think it
Yeah.
had instinct to go suck the blood of everyone, but
Sufyan in chat tells us that the headline is misleading, but I think that we came across some interesting quotes from you because you said we have to focus on there is a reliable source. In this piece, we have a professor, but maybe also the professor name is fabricated. You can never tell. And somebody pointed out the tone and the style of the news piece, which is very important. So as you can see, we are coming across some kind of interesting situations. Let's go over with another news piece, and I'll share another one. Let's meet again our friends, the robots. Robots give better hugs than human beings because they are physically powerful and not judgmental or clingy, scientists said. True or fake?
I think this is true. I think it's true that I haven't seen this before, but I think it's true because yeah. I
I agree. I think it's true.
Because it says
John says it's true. Sufyan says it's true, and it is an actual news piece. Bravo. Bravo, everybody. So, why do you thought it was true?
I just thought that it sounded very plausible that it could be true, and the thing from the institute I also believe that it was actually at the international conference on human robots. If it was false, the people who wrote this false news did a very good job to make it sound plausible.
Yeah, I agree.
You're
Yeah,
pointing out that fabricating things is such an art. You have to be quite an artist to fabricate something plausible.
and something so specific, like something like
Yeah.
someone at the Institute for Intelligent Systems presented the emotionally supporting humans through robot hugs at the International Conference on Human Robots.
I just looked it up. That institute does exist.
Come on, Grace, come on.
Sounds like the Institute doesn't. Yeah.
It does. So it's not the Institute for Intelligent Systems, it's the Institute for Furthering Science.
So, I see two things in this article. What Gregory said, so specificness is something we have to worry about. If an article or a story or anything else is really specific, it is difficult for it to be fake, because specificness, the more specific it is, the more it's difficult to be fabricated. You have to be very good at fabricate something specific and plausible. And that's the first thing. And then again, the source, the Max Planck Institute. Firstly, it does exist. It's something that is important in the science ecosystem, firstly. Secondly, is a reliable study and news source. So if there is something that has to do with the Max Planck Institute, maybe we have to be a bit, it's something that we can trust, all in all. John says that I don't think robots give better hugs. I agree with him. I read a bit more. Maybe this particular robot gives better hugs. So maybe it's some kind of prototype. No, we don't know. We don't know. Let's keep on. I think with one of the last, one or two more, with this one from the United States of America. There is this guy from Texas that has outlived a 99-year prison sentence for horse theft.
I think this is completely fake.
People, what do you think?
I think
Gregory is fake.
I also think it's fake because in real newspapers they usually don't use images from Flickr, and it says that
Maybe
is from
it is found on the internet.
Yeah, but this image was on Flickr, which I don't think is many newspapers use. So.
Gracie.
I think it's false because the oldest living man is 112, and that guy's 117.
You don't really need this session because you know everything that you need.
Internet.
Distinguish fake news from true news. Apparently, fake news because 1 years old is 29 years and what Gregory is I think because that newspapers Flickr images, but newspapers do use. I would not rely to this news, but it is blatantly something on so many levels. We can say people for killing horses, maybe jail has been in maybe in the first 20th century they would have shot him, but I don't think so, John. So
I also don't think you can get a 99-year sentence for stealing a horse.
yeah.
That seems.
I was saying that it is completely senseless. I mean, 99 years. I don't think that exists.
I think.
I rush it. Tell me.
I think slavery sentences are usually about like 20 years. So I don't think you could get a 99-year sentence. So yeah.
This is correct, but it brings us to a point that I think it's important to distinguish a fabricated news piece from a reliable news piece. So we have to gain some skills in important topics. I mean, in this case, about law. Okay, if you see a 99-year sentence, if you know something about the law, you can just say, hey, 99-year sentences does not exist, but you can do it only if you take care of your education, not only in the things and the topics and in the subjects they are presented to you in school, but also to the subjects that are important to be a good citizen. Okay, and the law is one of these. The law is something that can be studied as a skill, a competence. Are you with me on this? So Gregory knew the law, just what it needed to tell, hey, this is false because 99 years sentences does not exist. Joan asks us, why didn't he just steal a car? We don't know, and we never know because this news piece is fabricated. Let's go on with another one. I think the last, if you do agree with me. So for this one, that is something recent. Tito's vodka begs, don't use alcohol as an hand sanitizer in coronavirus outbreak.
This is fake.
Fake, Gregory.
Other
takes, other people.
I don't know if it is fake.
Fake.
Half of me.
You are sure? Okay.
Fake.
For Gregory, it's fake. Gracie.
I'm not sure. I'm just thinking about it.
Okay.
One hand, I think it's fake because you're meant to have alcohol in hand sanitizer. But I also think that maybe this brand of vodka doesn't want them using their vodka as hand sanitizer, which might mean it's a real announcement from the company.
It's true.
For Sufyan, it's true. For Joan, it's fake. For Gracie, it's true. We are another time in an even situation. So word to Pip.
My heart says it's true. I think it's true.
Yeah, I thought it was true because I saw this before in the newspaper.
And it is actually true. Why people thought it was false?
Yeah, it's because it specifically says don't use vodka as hand sanitizer, not in hand sanitizer.
Oh yeah, it does.
Okay.
So maybe it's just like this alcohol isn't doesn't have the rest.
Well, I am not convinced of your arguments. I mean, this is a real news piece. Okay. John says it's handmade vodka as a convincing argument. Ugrassi said don't use hand sanitizer and sanitize alcohol as hand sanitizer instead of in hand sanitizer.
Yeah, I
But
know.
frankly, I
Have to
don't
have
think
hand sanitizer.
these are convincing arguments. I think that I think that I know, and this is a real news piece, because, and it was the thing that I wanted to tell you, because if you have mm, been updated on the debates about face masks, hand sanitizers in the United States, you may know that there was a certain number of people that was trying to get rid of face masks, use strange compounds and substances and preparation as hand sanitizer. So this may not be a plausible and credible news piece, generally speaking, but if you know the context and the debate, you can think that this is something actually happening in the United States, because there were people that were making this kind of talks. So another thing is important to remember when we talk about fake news is that journalism and news telling and so on is something that as a flow, we must be uh, focused and updated on what's going on, okay? Because a single news piece, isolated, it may be true or false, real or fake, better. But if you insert it into the context, you have additional info to understand. Are you with me on this? Am I making myself clear? This is really important because meanings are defined into the context, not separated from the context. Does it sound to you in any way? Gregory,
What?
tell us something. Tell us something smart. What do you think?
Hello?
Are you with us?
understand.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. I was just asking if you had heard what I just said, and what do you think about it? If you think anything about it.
I think, yeah, I think that articles can be in mainstream newspapers, but still can't be totally factual, is what I got from that. And I think that, like, even though it's in a mainstream newspaper, doesn't mean it's definitely true.
Okay. So let's go, if you want, if you allow me, and if you think that it is proper, let's go for a little wrap up, and let's do it in this way. Please write in chat something, a thing that you think have learned from this half an hour together, something that you carry with you after this time together. Maybe the first, but surely the first thing that we have discussed together that you have liked. I am reading really interesting things. And now I think that we can discuss a bit. So, John and also Sufyan, but also Gracie, tells me that maybe it would be better to have the website and the source. This was a choice by me, okay? Because as you might know, there are some more trustworthy and some less trustworthy news outlets, okay? But even the big mainstream news media sometimes fall into fake news, okay? And we have to rely on big new corporations that have more funding, more tools, and more chance to make less mistakes. And this is 100% important. But at the same time, I think it is important to be trained to recognize a fake news independently from the source and the news media on which it has appeared. Okay, this was a choice by me because I know that you are enough skilled. This is on the guy CNN. Maybe this. I didn't think that have been a challenge. I myself understand. Have you heard? Nod, please.
I think you cut out a bit there, Tommaso.
I cannot.
We couldn't hear you, but I think you're back with us now, if your camera is moving again.
Now, can you?
I think you're back now, Tommaso.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I was saying that not putting into the sources was a choice by me because I think that anybody nowadays has the has the skills and understanding to think that if something is on the big news outlets is probably less fabricated than anywhere else. So I think that is important to be trained to detect fake news independently from its source. Okay, but at the same time, it is completely right to tell and write. Somebody has done it, that we have to rely on big news outlets because they have the funding and the tools to invest in proper reporting. Okay, is that okay for everybody? Okay. Another lessons learned, the context. We talked about we spoke about the content, and I think it's very important. The sources, we spoke about the sources, and the last time it was easier. Maybe we are going through some kind of growth. So last time was a bit easier. This time is a bit harder, and the next time it will be even more because you grow up your skills as a investigator of citizenship. Okay. So I think we are up and we are done. But I want to have some feedback on you if this experience was good for you, if you want to say something, if for people is okay to go through the last stage of the webinar, of the workshop?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Nobody has nothing to add? Okay, so it was a great pleasure to hang out with you in this evening, and it was a great pleasure to be capable of living together this experience even in difficult times. I hope to see you in real life someday.
Thank you so much, Tommaso. It was really very interesting hearing all about the fake news and how we can spot it. So thank you for that.